With school just days away for many, the decision over whether to send children back to school or opt for online learning has no doubt caused many sleepless nights for families. But what happens if parents who are separated disagree on the right back to school plan for their kids? One family lawyer is offering his advice on how to navigate these polarizing schools of thought.
The government has received the advice of Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health and the COVID-19 command table, recommending that the province close down all public elementary, middle, and high schools for 2 weeks following March break.
It was an announcement that would mark the beginning of an uncertain new chapter. Families hunkering down at home as students eventually finished out the rest of the school year online. But for kids with separated parents and two households, some questioned whether it was safe for them to be traveling back and forth during a pandemic.
It threw a huge wrench into how parents were navigating the custody disputes.
Family lawyer Ron Shulman says the closure of courts in the spring caused chaos for parents looking for a legal decision as to whether one should maintain custody since the country remained in near lockdown. But once online hearings began, it seemed most judges felt, pandemic or not, parents had a right to see their kids.
The expectation is that the parenting arrangement should continue. Of course, they may be modified, they may be adjusted in order to facilitate specific issues such as health issues, situations of immunocompromised conditions, or family who may or may not be following the COVID precautions.
Now, with school just days away for children in Toronto, a new dilemma has arisen for separated parents who can't agree on the right back-to-school plan for their kids.
That's a very polarizing issue. Parents see it as a health concern. Some take a very strong position on whether one should be over the other.
Shulman says he's seen an avalanche of requests from parents looking for a judge to decide who's right in the online versus in-class debate. But a recent decision has set a precedent that will likely see those fighting to keep kids at home lose in court.
Justice Hamill's decision ends up siding with the position that the courts should not be intervening in the government's decision to reopen schools or doubt that decision. The main question becomes, is the child has medical condition or serious reasons of why not to attend?
For that reason, Shulman says parents should save themselves the legal fees and try to compromise to address specific concerns. And if they really need help, mediation is always better than going to court.
Now, there will be 3 opportunities throughout the school year for students to switch between online and in-class learning. For elementary students, they have to make that request by September 30th. And for high school, that's at the end of the first quadrimester, and that request has to be in by October 15th. Ginella Massa, City News.